This is the Jose Soto Show. You're listening to Jose Soto. Can't believe it's Monday. Here I am. And I just had a really bad weekend. I'm a little bit beside myself right now. I just had a little family issue that I had to take care of. And of course, it's me, right? I have to go down to Mexico and take care of this shit. And I don't know why. Jose, you're the smartest one. And of course, it's not that. It's not that I'm smart or anything. It's just I have the resources to do what they needed to do. So they called me and I ended up doing it. And there has to be some way to, I don't know, to say to your family, I love you, but shut the fuck up and get out of my life. I don't know. Sure, they all accept me being gay and everything. It's just that, at first it wasn't like a celebratory thing. I don't want to get into that, but no, well, not today at least. I don't feel like talking about my story, about my coming out, and how it got better for me. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, Dan Savage, he's getting an Emmy for that It Gets Better bullshit. Well, I'm gonna get into that later on. I'm just gonna talk about Dan Savage for a little bit. But before that, I want to talk about this interesting news article that I found. And it's talking about how this whole Colorado shooting, how it's gonna deviate the whole discussion to, ta-da, gun laws and gun control and gun bans. And who is stirring up this debate is, of course, the fanatics of both sides, right? I mean, it's the fanatics. The people who don't give a shit about other people, just their idealism and their stupid rhetoric and ideology. No, we shouldn't have bans. We shouldn't. Oh no, we need to ban guns now. Now that's gonna be the debate from now. And this article, which is on the Examiner, and I think it's linked on the gayreport.net, talks about how the incident has sparked this huge debate of gun control, and it's going to put the gay marriage or the gay rights, because we're just not talking about gay marriage, we're talking about gay rights in general, and how it's going to basically put gay marriage, gay rights to the side. And who's doing that, by the way? Liberals, the people who want the gun control laws and all that. And here's what I have to say about that. What I have to say is, look, we already have enough gun control already. Alright? Aurora, Colorado, the guy had illegal guns already anyway. You already have gun bans. You already have tough gun control in Colorado. But that didn't stop this guy from shooting up the place. So I don't know what is the meaning behind those laws if it's only meant for law-abiding citizens. See, criminals don't obey laws. They break the laws. So if you're going to make up a new law for them to break, I mean, it's not, it just doesn't make any sense. At least to me. I mean, some of you may have a different opinion, fine. I know a lot of gay liberal friends are saying, Jose, we need to, we need more gun laws. And I said, you know what? We are just at this pivotal moment in history where a lot of the things and the goodies that we want as a community, as a gay community, are going to come true in many states. Maine, Maryland. Now, here's the thing about Maryland, because they're going to vote on this gay marriage thing, right? And the governor there, who's a darling of the liberal Democrats, the gay Democrats, over there in Maryland. Oh, he's the darling. He saved the day by pushing for gay marriage. Well, he's no Cuomo, Governor Cuomo of New York, who really pushed gay marriage. Governor O'Malley of Maryland, he's pushing for this casino regulation that will allow another casino. And of course, the big casinos that are in Maryland, there are about 5 or 6 of them, they are fighting against this. So they're going to put all their money to make sure that this regulation doesn't pass and to make sure that that new casino doesn't open. So you're going to, some say that that will bring out more social conservatives to the voting booth, and that's going to kill the gay marriage thing. So there you go. You see, that's what I don't appreciate about liberals, is that they don't understand some of the damage that they do on the gay community. You know, they think, oh, Obamacare is going to be great for gays. What do you mean? Because what I've heard is that it's not going to be good. You're telling gay people to buy health insurance. How is that good? Forcing gays or Americans in general to buy a private product. How is that good? Now, if you want to expand Medicare and have Medicare for all, and join it with Medicaid and have a health system in which you can allow people to purchase Medicare for $100 a month, then I think that would be a good idea. We can try that. But to force people to buy health insurance and to bring more money in for the big mega insurance companies, how is that helping the gay community? Because according to the Obamacare, and people didn't even read this bill, insurance companies can, at will, diminish your benefits. They can only, I think the only limitation is they cannot exempt you if you have a pre-existing condition like HIV. That's what they're pointing at. But they're not pointing is that they can diminish the health care that you will receive. They can. Under this new law. So what it is what Obamacare is of course bailouts. It's a bailout for the health insurance companies. What else can it be? So that's what I want to say about that. But this whole gun debate is going to really be pathetic beyond belief. Pathetic. It's really going to distract the gay community from many things that we need to do. It's going to distract everybody. We already have, I don't know how many, I think there are thousands of gun laws in this country. And you want to add more? I know there's some gay liberals that hate the Second Amendment, and all I can say is that you remind me of people who hate the 14th Amendment. You have no respect or regard for the Constitution, nor for the law of the Constitution, or for civil liberties for individuals. Individuals are allowed to carry arms according to the Second Amendment. And under the 14th Amendment, the government is obligated to treat you equally. How about that? Oh, I like that, but I don't like that. What do you mean? Can't pick and choose. What do you think this is? The Bible? Come on, wake the fuck up. Now, I know a lot of you don't like the Second Amendment. I'm a pro-Second Amendment kind of guy. I think it's an appropriate amendment. We do need to defend ourselves against aggression. And yes, there are not that many times that I would say that you can actually defend yourself 100%. Because there are some stupid right-wing fanatics and reactionaries going on the internet saying, Jose, the people, the victims of this tragedy in Colorado, they could have defended themselves, They could have, if somebody in there had a gun or a weapon, right? They could have a gun. They could have defend themselves against this maniac. And I just laugh at these people because they don't even know the facts of the incident. The maniac that walked into the theater was fully armored. Even his crotch was armored. His neck was protected. And then he threw tear gas, and it was in the dark. And then you had this guy, the gunman, he was walking from the movie screen, in which you cannot really see. He can see you, but you cannot see him. So how can you? Yeah, you have a 36 or 38, right? And your purse or whatever. And if you are a gay guy, of course you're gonna have it somewhere. Well, I don't know. Gay guys don't carry guns. That's what I heard. And so what are you gonna do? Are you gonna shoot in the air and see if you can hit this guy, even though he's carrying armor and he's throwing tear gas? And then there are people stampeding all over you? Come on, let's get real here. In this situation, you're just dead. You're just pray to God that he's not gonna hit you. Pray to God and hide. I mean, that's all you can do. I mean, look, I have a lot of guns myself. I've been trained in many situations how to protect myself and defend myself and use my guns. And I'm telling you, if I was in that movie theater, I probably would be dead. Because one thing is, I do panic a lot when I'm in those kinds of situations. So that's something I need to work on. But I mean, I could not handle the stampeding, the tear gassing, the bullets all over me. And yeah, if I were to pack heat, yeah, I would. Let's say that I would be packing heat. But the thing is, in my mind, it wouldn't cross my mind to carry a gun into a movie theater. I don't think it would. I carry a gun in my vehicle, but not in my person. Although in the state that I live in, you can have open carry, which is, I don't know, I just don't like that. I mean, it seems like only machista type of Mexican guys carry their guns and their belts and stuff like that. It just show off that they have a gun, Basically, they have penis envy and they want to show off that they have guns. They have big guns. But I'm not a gun show off kind of guy. I don't show off my guns. So if I was in a movie theater, even if I had a gun, let's say I decided, fuck it, I'll take my gun into the movie theater. I would not be able to shoot this guy at all. And I'm a very good marksman, but I'm not going to be able to shoot this guy. I cannot see. There's no lighting. He is in front of the movie screen, which is going to make me not be able to see him or to see the target. There's tear gas everywhere. There's people stampeding all over me. Am I going to be like what? Like the Terminator and just have x-ray vision and see what this guy is? Come on, let's be real here. And I know some of this stuff that's going on around the circumstances around this particular incident are not, how can I say, normal, right? And I've already been through those points in the previous show, on yesterday's show, so you can look that up on our YouTube channel. But again, this article, which is called Colorado Massacre, stirs up gun control issue to push gay rights out of the way. So that's what's going on. And yes, I've been noticing. I mean, all of my tweets on Twitter, and I read all these tweets from gay liberals, and they're innocent. They don't know. They're just like victims of the people who got shot. I mean, they're victims of this whole dialogue, of this whole system that is being perpetrated by these controllers of the media and whoever was behind this guy. I mean, I believe, and I still believe, there was somebody behind this guy, pushing him, enticing him, or even controlling him to do so. And in my previous episode of the show, I did talk about that, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. But I mean, I would not be able to shoot this guy. I would not be able to defend myself. So those right wingers are saying, "Oh, we should have had somebody there with a gun," and it's not going to happen. And in many situations that I looked at, like the school shootings at Virginia Tech, the ones in Columbine High School, I couldn't find a way that somebody could defend themselves in those situations because you're outnumbered by bullets. I mean, I have a 38. Maybe I'll have my 45 Magnum that I have, and I'll carry it. But I only have 5 bullets in that one. So how is that going to work? 5 bullets versus how many? I don't know. They probably have a couple hundred bullets. Oh, that's really smart there, genius. Golly. People just need to line up and be smarter about what they're saying. They just don't know what they're saying. They don't know what the fuck they're saying at all. We'll be right back after this short break. I'm Jose Soto. Stay tuned. Alright. Let's move on here, shall we? Just a bit of breaking news. I just got this wire right now. Sally Ride, do we remember her? Oh, she's the first American female in space. I'm not sure who was the actual first female of the entire planet Earth, entire world. But for America, it was Miss Sally Ride, Dr. Sally Ride. She was the first American woman in space. She passed away at the age of 61, and she is a lesbian. She left behind her partner of several years, 27 years with her. And a lot of lesbian friends of mine are sending me messages, rest in peace and all that she was an inspiration to a lot of women, etc., etc. And here we have is, in her official obituary, they included her partner in the obit. So that's really, really neat. Ride, who suffered from pancreatic cancer, died peacefully Monday. Born in Los Angeles in 1951, Ride obtained degrees in physics and English before signing up to become a NASA astronaut in 1977. It was the first time NASA allowed women in space. Ride apparently wasn't out then as a lesbian. It's unlikely an openly gay person would be allowed to become an astronaut at the time. Well, we don't know about that. I'm not sure. They didn't allow gay people in the CIA doing special ops and all that, and doing black ops and special projects, top secret things. And I even heard from a fellow up in Nevada who told me that they didn't allow gay people in Area 51 to work at the infamous Area 51 because they thought that gays would be compromising. And I don't know if they changed that policy because that type of work that they have in the military / military industrial complex, whatever, that it's very secretive and esoteric, so we don't even know what's going on there. But NASA has a lot of secret operations and departments as well. I talked to a pilot that used to work at NASA, and he told me, that there was a lot of secretive shit that was going on over there. And he did confirm to me that they still had an anti-gay policy till the 90s. But not to expect any openly gay astronauts soon. And I tried to ask him why this is the issue, and he just didn't want to go there. I don't know what's going on. But something creepy is going on. Something strange. But hey, whatever. Anyway, continuing on with this announcement, it's unlikely an openly gay person would be allowed to become an astronaut at the time. Although there were conflicting reports because this pilot told me that, yeah, officially astronauts were not. Unofficially they didn't want any gay astronauts, but officially they did allow them. So I don't know who was telling the truth, but as I said, NASA always has conflicting reports and policies, and we don't know what really is going on in that place. So, and it says here, as the government believed gays represented security risks thanks to potential blackmail situations, she was actually married to a fellow astronaut, Stephen Hawley, during part of her time with NASA. Ride was chosen to be an astronaut in 1978 and jetted out of Earth's orbit in 1983, and the first American woman to go into space. Ride was part of the Challenger mission and would have attended another Challenger voyage in 1984. A third trip was halted after the deadly 1986 Challenger explosion that killed several astronauts. Ride retired from NASA in 1987, eventually becoming a college professor in California. A hero to millions of girls and women, Ride leaves behind her partner of 27 years, Tam O'Shaughnessy. I hope I pronounced that right. And really, I fucked up names all the time, so I'm sorry if I do. As well as her mother, Joyce, her sister, Bear, her niece, Caitlin, and nephew, Whitney. Nephew, what do I mean? That's a strange name. Her staff of 40 at Sally Ride Science, and many friends and colleagues around the country. And just goes on to say what she liked to do, and she was a big fan of space sci-fi movies, and she wrote 6 books and all that. I mean, she was a very interesting lesbian, and a lot of people are going to miss her. And I hope she's in a better place. I know we are all going to be there one day, so this is part of life, and people just, they can die. But at least she died peacefully. That's what I heard, and that's what I read from this and other wires I've been receiving today. So hopefully she died in peace. What she did, she's in a better place. Sally Ride, dead at 61. 61 years old. It's still kind of young. She's my mom's age. Actually, yeah, she's actually my mom's age, so. Anyway, moving on, shall we? I want to talk about something that's been bothering me for a bit. And that was, of course, some of the Drudge readers that are really homophobic. And some people might say, Jose, well, how can you blame it on Drudge? I'm not blaming the Drudge report. All I'm saying is that a lot of the readers, whenever Drudge report connects or links to an article that has anything to do with homosexuality, immediately you get a bunch of anti-gay, really homophobic comments. And today I read an article about Elton John, how he topped the charts for the first time in 20 years up in England. And this was a Yahoo article, and I was reading it, and I started to read the comments, and I noticed a few homophobic comments, and I just went to the Drudge report, and there it was, the same article that was linked. And there I saw a comment that said, I'm going to take action right now, I'm going to get my guns and all this shit. So he was kind of threatening to go out and shoot and mow down gay people. So I flagged that comment, obviously, and I did report it to the site. And I think they got the cops on this because that guy or that person who wrote that comment is in big trouble. And that's something that I'm not liking about the readership of the Drudge Report. Now, the Drudge Report, I have nothing against the Drudge Report politically, personally, whatever. I think it's a really good site. It's just that sometimes there's this obvious political slant. And the site that I work for, the Gay Report, we're trying to be middle of the road, typical gay community news aggregator. So people can just look at the news articles and you can make up your own opinion. But in the Drudge Report, it looks like Drudge is making up. He's trying to make people think for them, and I don't like that personally. I don't. And we at the Gay Report strive not to do that, but that happened. So the article is the Elton John. Just go to Drudge Report. It's probably still there. And I don't think Matt Drudge is homophobic, but I think he's gay, isn't he? I don't know. But that's what I've been told, that he's gay. And there's a report that we written up on the Gay Report. You can look at it. It's Drudge readers unleash their homophobia on an article that has nothing to do with gays. Nothing to do with gays. And it was an article about JCPenney, how they're going to go to self-checkout. They're going to stop with the clerks at the checkout, and they're going to just have these machines like you had at the supermarket. And a lot of people don't like that, and I can understand. A lot of people don't like that. I personally may like it depending on what I'm doing, right? Like if I'm buying something really personal, maybe I don't want the clerk to see what I'm buying. Maybe I'll just go to the machine. That would be useful for certain things, but there are times where you need to talk to somebody, a human being, for crying out loud. So maybe JCPenney is making a mistake. Maybe they should have just had a few machines out there and still keep a clerk at checkout. That's what many of the supermarkets do. But that's not what they're doing. And of course, the conversation in the comments of that article, and you can read the comments for yourself on the Gay Report. We have them all. We took a snap photo of all the comments and we placed them on there. Now the reason why I do this is because, first of all, somebody told me that all the Drudge readers are homophobic. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't really look into it. But I said to that person, I said, if that is true, I'll be the first one to admit it, and I'll be the first one to report on it on my site. And here I am on my show, and I'm talking about it because the way that I looked at it, it's once the article is linked, you're going to, on the Drudge Report, you're going to see all these homophobic comments. And I don't really care. It's just that, well, first of all, I was wrong that there were homophobic comments. There are. And really anti-gay comments, really stupid comments, and calling Ellen degenerate and all these stupid, childish, right-wing reactionary slogans. It's just so stupid. And I didn't believe it at first, but now there's the proof. And we have it on the Gay Report, and you can look at it yourself. Our own report on why Drudge readers are so homophobic. They're homophobic on a article that doesn't even talk about Ellen. Nothing to do with Ellen. Nothing to do with JCPenney losing customers or anything like that. It's just talking about how JCPenney is going to switch to machines. People don't like that. Let's talk about that. No. Let's talk about the homosexual community and the sodomites and all these. It's just, some of those comments are just crazy, nut job comments. So I just want to let you know, some of you. So we have that on the Gay Report site for you to look at and check it out, because I find that pretty interesting. I find that quite intriguing, I find that kind of fascinating for me. But at the same time, I understand part of the readership of the Drudge report. Why isn't Drudge really worried about this? I mean, you had a Drudge report reader going on Yahoo and saying, "I'm gonna kill gays," and we had to report that. Obviously, that guy might be serious. I don't know. So I just flagged it and I contacted the website, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna investigate this and probably call the authorities on that person." Especially what happened in Colorado. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, in these times, anything can happen. People are just crazy, and we don't need guns to be crazy. We don't need that. You can be crazy without guns. Knives, machetes, axes. I remember years ago there was a guy who just went completely nuts because his name is Gay. That's his name, Gay something. I don't know what his last name was, but his name was Gay. And he just had a tough time in his life because his name was Gay. People made fun of him, whenever his name was called out, etc. So he went to a gay bar, all kind of messed up and high on drugs, high on meds, if I recall. Again, the Prozac and the reuptake inhibitors. And he just went in there and with a machete and started hacking up the gay bar. And he did injure a couple of gay people there, and that was in the news. I think it was in 2005 or 4, I don't remember, but it was years ago. And it was at a gay bar, so if you look it up, you'll find it. But people can get crazy with other things, and it doesn't have to be guns. I mean, I don't know. So, I don't know. I'm just looking out for my fellow man, and I'm not here to snitch on anybody. But hey, if you're gonna post comments like that on the internet and threatening to commit violence, I don't know about that. So, anyway, why don't we go ahead and take a short break? I'll be right back with some more interesting titillating news. This is the Jose Soto Show. I'm your host, Jose Soto. We'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. I find sometimes hypocrisy to be the utmost insult to my intelligence. And a while ago, I was invited to this art exhibit where they had the street art and graffiti art. And, I used to live in a tough neighborhood. I was raised in a part of town that was riddled with violence, with gangsters. And believe me, I never had any problems with gangsters. Gangsters were sort of on my side, But they did fight. Oh yeah, they did kill. If you got in their way, whatever they were doing. So I learned to stay out of their way and to be their friend. But I was raised in a really tough neighborhood, and there was always graffiti everywhere, marking territory. And somehow, some wise intelligentsia white guys, some of them gay, are saying, no, this is art now. This is art, yes. I was raised in a violent, ridden community filled with this art. And I didn't know that. I must be a dummy because I don't know what art is anymore. Right? The graffiti that reminded me of the pending violence that we were about to experience as young children. Yeah, that is now, of course, art. It doesn't have to be stigmatized as it should be as a reminder of how violent gangs and gang war can be. No, we can exhibit it, play with it, and call it art. Modern art. I mean, yes, that really works, doesn't it? So you have a bunch of these airheads and these intelligentsia walking around in these exhibits and looking at all this graffiti art, all dressed up nice and drinking wine and champagne and having caviar and examining all these art masterful pieces of current urban digital whatever it's called graffiti art. It's a scam, all right? It's a way to get money. And besides, it was exposed not that long ago that there were some teams out there in LA, New York, and certain urban areas where they go out. They're not even gangsters, but they're just doing some, some doodles, right, on private property to facing all these nice buildings and walls and walkways, and they put up this art thinking it's beautiful, and it's not. And then they say, we can do this, and then we can move it into the art exhibit and charge people money for it. How about this? If I shit on a plate and I put a breadstick on it, I can call that art. Hey, it's called breadstick on the shit. Yeah, and I'm going to exhibit it. And I'm going to have a bunch of winos walking around drinking wine and champagne and bidding on my art for $500,000. How about that? That's a quick way to make a buck. I studied art in school. I was an art student. I did drama, I did art, I did performance art. And believe me, art is supposed to make you think of the things that the display is not saying. Right? But if you're going to say that everything is art and anything can become art, then what you're saying is that there's no distinction. There's no specialness anymore about having art exhibits and distinguishing something that is creative, something that has meaning and emotions, versus something that is just there for the fuck's sake of it. Now, I saw this article about this graffiti meme that is popping up in Los Angeles, and it says fag in big words. Fag, F-A-G. It's a bad word, isn't it? But in another article that I have read, I read all these news articles today, we had, of course, the little Palin baby. What is it? What's his name again? Trig or something? I don't know what the fuck that little bastard's name is. But the Palin kids, Bristol Palin, she has a reality show or something? I wonder what it is. What is it? Anchorage Shore or something? I don't know what it is. It's some stupid reality show. And you have Bristol Palin in there, and she's talking about her life. I don't know what other bullshit. And then, of course, she has her little bastard kid there, and the little bastard kid, who was about 3 years old, yells out faggot, calls the ant a faggot. And all the gay bloggers obviously are saying, oh, look, he learned this from the mother, from Bristol. She's a dummy. She's a dumbass. Okay, yes, I may agree. She's a dumbass. The whole family is a freaking shithead family. I mean, the whole family is completely inbred. I can tell. But here's the thing. And I'm going to get into Dan Savage in a bit later on. But Dan Savage is a part of this. People can put the word fag up in graffiti and paint it on buildings and walls. Call that art. But if you're Bristol Palin, a dumb airhead, and your little bastard little kid says that same word, you're the bad one. You're the bitch. But here, we can call it art and put it on an art exhibit. So here we have this graffiti meme that has been popping up, and Los Angeles, and it says fag on top, big letters, fag, the new nigger. That's right, not nigga, nigger, Nigger. 2012, and the where it's the 0 for the 2012, it has the Obama sign, the Obama sun worship symbol. So I don't know what does this mean. I mean, am I supposed to think? Am I supposed to what? Oh, fag is a new nigger? Are we calling Obama a nigger? I mean, what's the point about this? Oh, it's art. There is no point to it. It's art, and I can make whatever the fuck I want and call it art, and you have to accept it as art, because if it's not art, then you're not cool. You're not cool. Shut up. It's garbage. It's fucking garbage, alright? That's what it is. It's not art, it's garbage. Garbage. What else can I say? Some of the comments on this report, what's it even supposed to mean? I guess that's art. Interpret as you will. No, dickhead. It's childishness. That's what it is. Alright? Don't offend artists by calling this garbage art. Alright? Thank you very much. Now let me just get out of this article. I'm done with this. Anyway, oh, look what we have here, and I wanted to play this. I saw this video and I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? It's a video of a transgender boy. That means he was born a female, right? And he's the child of Annette Bening and Warren Beatty. So he made a video about his transition. And, you know, I've seen a lot of trans people doing these videos of like, what am I doing? You know, how's it going for me in my transition? And most of them are going through a lot of hard troubles. I mean, it's not easy doing this. It's not really easy. And it's sometimes difficult to understand how it is to be a transgender and what that entails. But here we have somebody who is in a privileged home, raised by privileged liberals, right? So they understand, right? That's why we're led to believe. But look at the listen to what this guy has to say. I mean, this is for what? For Happy Trans Project 7 Questions. It's a video project where transgenders come up and answer questions and whatever. So I'm gonna have you listen to this. Just listen to how. Look what. I'm just gonna play it, all right? And you're gonna listen. What's going on? We have video. Oh, there we go.
I am framed fairly badly, for which I apologize. But I'm going to answer these questions now. They're the 7 questions.
7 questions. Right here.
My name is Steven.
Hey, Steven.
I identify as a trans man, a faggy queen, a homosexual, a writer, a writer, an artist, and a guy who needs a haircut.
Yeah.
Who's been most supportive of your transition? My friends, my peers, who are lucky to have relationships with a lot of, ever since high school, which is when I came especially Anna, Joe, Simon, and Jamie. Shut up, phone. Anna, Joe, Simon, and Jamie. One of whom just texted me.
What is this guy drinking?
And you don't know who they are, but I know who they are. They're really important.
That's a lot of Red Bull, right there.
Your life since beginning
a lot of Red Bull.
The things I love doing now that I couldn't do before. I love that now I'm able to do femme without being gendered as female. It's really
look at me, I'm so privileged.
My femme presentation, which I really I'm not presenting that femme right now, but I really like
oh God, it's giving me a headache. Yeah. Look at me. I'm Steven. Okay, and I've been through my transition, and I do it here. Slow down! God! Wow. Anyway, we have that on the Gary report. For those of you who can keep up with this guy, I can't. I mean, why is he so uppity? I mean, what's going on? Ooh, I got a new text message. Oh, fuck you. It's a family member. Here we go again. I don't wanna answer these damn fucking text messages anymore. I just don't. I really don't. God, I'm just gonna put this text phone away. I hate phones. I'm beginning to hate phones as of late. Alright? Anyway, I'm gonna take a little break. I hope I won't listen to or read the text. Because if I do, it's gonna be, Jose, help! SOS, come and help us. We need you. We need your money. I'm not even rich. I don't even have that much money. But they think I have a lot of money. I don't have any money. I'm broke. I mean, it's America now in 2012. Everybody's damn fucking broke. Get with it. Anyways, we'll be right back after this short break. I'm Jose Soto. You're listening to the Jose Soto Show.
It's nice to finally be able to have my. I really am enjoying and appreciating that. My style icon, by the way, Truman Capote with like the long Nelly scarves. Also, any male-identified person who wears thigh highs or garters. The world belongs to you.
Oh, thank you, Steven.
Trans role models, or who have you looked up to in the trans community? You may have noticed I talk really fast. Anyway.
Yeah. Talk really fast.
So, Jen,
lay off the Starbucks.
Zia's super good at accountability and it.
Oh, God, I don't know why I play that again. Anyway, I checked my text inbox, and yeah, it was one of my cousins, but he's saying everything's fine now. Oh, thank goodness. I don't want to go back. I don't want to deal with your bullshit. Mexican families are this way. They will find the most generous one of the family, and usually the gay one, and they would go to them whenever they're in help or in need of help. But when they're having parties and they're doing this, do they remember poor little Jose Soto? No, of course they don't. Jesus Christ. Anyway, speaking of videos of bullshit, bullshit, right? How's that It Gets Better campaign going? Well, since my big break that I had of a few months, actually it's been 7 months since I haven't done a show before yesterday's show. Yeah, I took a 7-month hiatus, as they say, break. But during those 7 months, there were a lot of teen suicides. In fact, we had 2 of those suicides that were pretty famous, if you ask me. One was Jimmy Rottenmeier. Remember him? Well, he did an It Gets Better video, and he killed himself, right? That's what he did. He made an It Gets Better video, and he killed himself. Then you have another teen who made another It Gets Better video, and he was a GLSEN activist and a volunteer for that organization. And look what happened there too. He killed himself. So you have 2 famous cases of gay teen suicide, in which both of these young gay boys, whatever, gay men, were making It Gets Better videos and were spouting this very mundane, very ambiguous claim that it's gonna get better, and it's just another slogan and a cliche. It's just like saying Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. And you know how we cringe as gay people when we hear that kind of bullshit? Well, this is the same thing here. It gets better. What do you mean it gets better? How? I always keep asking that, and nobody seems to want to answer. Everybody says, well, the people that answered, and I asked, how does it get better? Well, they say, it gets better by doing videos, and then you spread the message, and then it gets better. How, you moron? It gets better. It gets better. It gets better. And you know, in my previous documentary, which I think I'm gonna redo because there are some evangelicals that commented on my documentary, and they're saying, you know, a lot of weird things that I didn't mean. And the documentary was about brainwashing in the gay community. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of brainwashing going on everywhere. I'm just trying to also expose some of it that's been going on in our community. Now, the slogan itself is meant, I don't know, maybe intentionally or unintentionally, but that's the consequence of people just forgetting about the actual people that we're trying to help and just focusing on making the stupid videos and basically just bolstering our egos on these videos. I mean, oh yes, I made an It Gets Better video, and look at me, it gets better. Look, I drive a Miata, I drive a Prius. Fuck you. No, it doesn't get better, it gets worse. Life is not a paradise that you can just party all the time and things are served to you on a silver platter. No, no, no. Life is pretty tough. And yes, being gay is challenging. Just deal with it. But let me just say this, that a lot of other gay teens don't commit suicide. The majority of us don't. We just live. We deal with our shit. It's not going to be easy. Who said that life should be easy? Who said that straight people have it better than we do? And just look at the It Gets Better title. It gets better. 3 words. It gets better. What's the it? I don't know. What is the it? Who invented this? Oh, it was Dan Savage, the guy who likes to call other gays house faggots, right? The guy who's the knight in shining armor, the almighty, the all-wise one, the shaman of the community. Oh, he's so wise and smart. And yes, he tells gay people that they're faggots. But Jose, he said it to the gay Republicans, and so what? The whole point about this It Gets Better campaign is that not to use such homophobic, bullying language. I mean that's what he was doing. He was bullying. Now, the issue with Dan Savage and that Christian student that he bullied supposedly, and he called the Bible what? I don't know. But some people remember that. That was about a month ago, 2 months ago, when Dan Savage had this. He was speaking at this school and he offended a couple of Christian students. So I'm not gonna go into that, because that's not really solid yet. I don't really believe on some of the things that were said. Dan Savage is all about Dan Savage, and I know what he said. But this whole thing about calling other gays faggots, house faggots, I don't care if it's the biggest gay Republican, I don't care if it's a frothy supporter who's gay. You don't call other gays house faggots and then be a champion and the leader of the It Gets Better, supposedly to end gay bullying campaign. Alright? It just doesn't make sense. And people don't take you seriously. And that's what's happening with this. This is not about ending bullying. It's about Dan Savage, and it's about his ego. That's all it is. Oh, who started this It Gets Better campaign? Ooh, it's so great. It's so now, right? I mean, that's what I heard once. Oh, this campaign is so now, is so in. The fuck is that? In now. It gets better. What does that mean anyway? It. What is it? Cousin It? From the Addams Family? What? What the fuck? It. It. What is it? Answer, wise one. Oh, great, Dan Savage. He won't answer because he doesn't even know shit. This was all just an ambiguous ploy to get him on the map. That's what it is. Dan Savage is a really egotistical kind of man. And Google really likes him because they can use this to their advantage. Yeah, use Google products. Use our YouTube website. And there's nothing wrong with using YouTube. It's just that when you're using it to supposedly help gay teens, and some of them kill themselves while making these videos, who ends up winning? YouTube, Google, because they're the ones that are making the money. You know, every time that you load a page, they have those ads. So they're the ones that are making all the money. What are you talking about? It gets better. Yeah, for Google. So I'm just saying this. I'm just saying that whoever creates an It Gets Better video from now on is a moron. If you don't know what's really behind that stupid campaign, if you don't know that this is all about venerating Dan Savage and his stupid ego and massaging his cock, then you are a dummy. And go ahead, continue this stupid, nonsensical way of approaching this issue. To me, it's pretty simple. You don't kill yourself, period. Suicide is not the answer. I cannot promise you that it's going to get better because that's a false promise. What if it doesn't get better? What if next year it gets worse? I mean, Dan Savage is really creating a false impression here. He's really preparing these kids, these vulnerable kids, for a big letdown. If next year, after they create this video and after they've seen all these videos of It Gets Better, that if within the year or so it doesn't get better, what's going to happen? They're going to say, well, it didn't get better for me, so what? They're going to kill themselves. And it's all going to be thanks to Dan Savage. I'm sorry, that's the reality of facts. And the other thing is that when you start to publicize suicide, like these kids are martyrs, and you know, they get all the publicity after they're dead. Obviously, if they kill themselves, they get all the publicity. It's not like somebody came in and killed them in a hate crime. No, they kill themselves, and then they get venerated. They become martyrs. And then what happens next is that we start to accept suicide like it's a good thing, like it's a good way to die, and you'll be famous for at least for a couple of weeks, and you know you'll be talked about on Andy Tell's website, on all these other gay websites, on The Advocate, and Dan Savage will talk about you. Ooh, I'm getting ready to put my my electric iron in my bathtub while I run the water. Ooh, that's gonna be good. Getting ready to tie that noose around my neck. So Dan Savage, Andy Towell, and they can all talk about me when I'm dead. Is this how we're gonna stop gay teen suicide? Really? Huh. I guess I must be missing something here. Because we have been now, it's what, 2 years now? It Gets Better? Or a year and a half or something like that? I don't know. I think it's a year and a half or a year. Somewhere in there. A year, okay, let's say it's I don't remember when it started, but it's been a while, and I haven't seen any improvement. I have not seen any improvement. All I've seen is Dan Savage calling the gay Republicans house faggots, calling other gays faggots. I've seen this happening many times, not just that, but using that word, using the gay slur, and then pretending that this whole it gets better bullshit is fixing anything, which is not. It's all false hope. I mean, it's all nice and feels good and ooh goody two shoes, but it's not. In reality, in the end, you should see the results, and they're bad, right? But Dan Savage, he's cool, man. He's cool. He's in, and he's nominated for an Emmy. Oh Lord! Maybe I should start to call gays house faggots. Maybe I should start doing that, and maybe I should start a campaign to end AIDS or something like that. I don't know. Start like a silly little video campaign. Don't worry, it's gonna go away or something like that. And then still gay people are being, killed by bully side. That's the new term now, bully side. Nobody gives a shit. So once everybody does their little YouTube videos and use the YouTube product and gain a lot of views for YouTube and a lot of page views for their advertisers, it's all good. Who cares about the kids that are actually dying and being bullied, they kill themselves, they have mental issues, and besides, I should have brought that in. I forgot about it. I left it in my car. But it was an email that I received from the American Psychological Association, the APA. Or was it the I don't remember, but it was the APA, the American Psychological Association. And they told me, because I asked them, do It Gets Better videos stop suicide? They said no. The only thing that stops suicide is proven to work is family counseling or one-on-one therapy. You get that? Our very own APA said that Dan Savage is full of shit. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. Well, maybe they didn't say that directly, but I'm saying it. If you're having problems, don't go to YouTube to solve your problems. Go to YouTube to make a nice video or a nice little show or something. Or if you have some music or something, I don't know. Or put up interesting videos of car crashes or something like that. That's what I like to watch sometimes. Or there was a fight or something. I don't know. Put interesting videos on YouTube to entertain the world. But don't use YouTube as a way to medicate yourself as therapy, because that is dangerous. And that's according to the APA. You need therapy if you have problems, if you have issues. If you're thinking about suicide, stop right now. Don't go, let me see what other people, it gets better. Maybe that will stop me from killing myself. Come on, please. That is so Mickey Mouse. No, it's not going to stop you. Obviously, you know it's not going to stop you if you have a lot of issues and you have a lot of mental instability. You need to see people who specialize in this. You need to see and seek help. Alright? I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. So I'm not going to offer any help. And anybody that offers help on the internet, and they're doing so, trying to be like a psychologist or a counselor, they don't have a license to do that. So all of you that are doing this fake psychology stuff, this fake counseling stuff, stop it. If you want to be an inspiration to somebody, you know what? Do a different kind of video. Don't do It Gets Better video. Why don't you do something that's more inspiring? I've seen a lot of inspiring videos on YouTube of gay people. I saw this video a while ago of a gay man going to the animal shelter, and he adopts all these fucked up dogs. But he adopts them and he takes care of them until they die. And he goes to the community where he lives and he talks about it, and he gets all the neighbors to help him. They pitch in like $5 or $10, and they all like him. They all love him, and they all accepted his sexual orientation, and that was an inspiration. Maybe that's something that some teens can look forward to, that they can do something for the community. And it's not just all depressing and it gets better. And the assumption of it gets better, it means that you're in the shits. Most of us gay people are not in the shits. We live pretty normal lives, if you ask me. The ones that really need the help, that are trying to kill them, they kill themselves, they're on drugs or whatever, they're prostitutes. That's like the small percentage of the gay community. So why are we doing this? It's assuming that gay teens are basically below and they're having problems. And I mean, that title, It Gets Better, has that assumption. So I'm just trying to point that out. Take it or leave it. It's just me saying, but to me, the It Gets Better campaign was nothing but a fraud. It's a fraud, plain and simple. I don't need to really explain any further than that. So, we have come to the end of our show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did not, oh well, you can email me and tell me so. Jose Soto Show at cox.net. I'm Jose Soto. I want to thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. This has been The Jose Soto Show.